Well, today there are new fears from Americans who may soon be asking, where's the money? President Trump's tariffs are now in effect.
The president says tariffs will promote American manufacturing and pressure other nations to comply with the Trump administration's agenda. Economists say the new trade duties could impact prices at the grocery store.
So here's what's at play. 25% on all Mexican and Canadian imports, 10% on Canadian energy, and now 20% on Chinese products. Beijing already retaliating with up to a 15% tariff on a wide range of U.S. farm exports.
While Americans are split on the move from the White House, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau is speaking out against them. When addressing the tariffs this morning, Trudeau agreed with a Wall Street Journal article that called the tariffs a, quote, dumb move, and said our two countries should be working together. Meantime, Vice President J.D. Vance today said the tariffs are because of Canada's refusal to agree to work with the White House on certain issues.
So today, the United States launched a trade war against Canada, their closest partner and ally, their closest friend. At the same time, they're talking about working positively with Russia, appeasing Vladimir Putin, a lying, murderous dictator. Make that make sense.
The president's going to have conversations with the Canadians. We need to see real engagement on the fentanyl issue, on the drug issue. That is fundamentally the underlying element of these tariffs.
So in Trudeau's words, this trade war as it starts, some ask, why is this happening and how it's going to impact them?
WCNC Charlotte's Austin Walker is joining us live from West Charlotte. Austin, you spoke with some experts today. What are they telling you?
Yeah, hey guys, so first let's go back to high school economics. What is a tariff? A tariff really is just a tax on imported goods. Now, some people really approve of tariffs. They say that it really does support America first. It also forces the hands of these companies to bring jobs back here to the U.S. While others say tariffs are a bad idea. They say that cost just falls back on the consumer. Tuesday, tariffs starting against three of America's biggest trading partners, Mexico, Canada, and China.
So they're going to have a tariff.
A move by President Donald Trump forcing the two United States neighbors to step up their fight against fentanyl trafficking and illegal immigration into the country. Some calling the tariffs a forceful move by the president.
It's going to be very costly for people to take advantage of this country. They can't come in and steal our money and steal our jobs and take our factories and take our businesses and expect not to be punished.
Are the benefits worth the costs?
Joseph Von Nessen, a professor of economics at the University of South Carolina, says this strong-arm approach is not new.
This level of tariffs is not something that we've seen in recent years. But remember, back in the first Trump administration, we did see tariffs, for example, on steel and aluminum.
And adds this could prompt job growth in the country.
And that can help. That can generate benefits, because if you're a company located, say, in Europe and you want access to the U.S. market, well, you can sell your products more cheaply if you locate and manufacture those goods from within the United States.
But some oppose the move. For example, under this new tariff, if it normally costs $1 to get an avocado from Mexico, Mexico will now pay $1.25. Von Nessen says the avocado will get more expensive to offset the tariff.
One caveat, though, one important thing to mention is that there's not a one-to-one relationship. That is, a 25% tariff on imports from Mexico, for example, is not going to translate into a 25% increase in the price for consumers of imported goods.
In South Charlotte, fear set in inside Punta Cana restaurant.
With this, it's going to be a start for a small business like us.
Chris Morrell is the owner, saying he imports many of his supplies from Mexico, like avocados, plantains, and bananas. He adds this tariff will ultimately impact you.
We try to keep the price, but we have to raise it.
Yeah, so let's actually break down some of these companies and also industries that could really see a jump when it comes to prices because of these tariffs. Now, first up, let's look at Canada. That is like your fish. That's also lumber, things to build your houses that we're seeing skyrocket across the U.S. Also industries like car parts and energy. Now, looking at Mexico, that's also produce like avocados, bananas, plantains, beer, tequila, car parts, and electronics. And finally, China, that is phones, technology, clothes, and also toys. Now, Von Nessen also adds that because of this, Americans could look differently to try to find those same products or the equivalent, but here that are American-based companies, which could, in theory, jumpstart our economy in that sector. But for now, we are live in Charlotte. Austin Walker, WCNC Charlotte.
And Austin, let's not forget steel and aluminum tariffs. They are coming in the weeks ahead as well. We appreciate that, Austin. Well, tomorrow night, the president is set to address a joint session of Congress. That's happening at 9 p.m.
We will be carrying that full address on our streaming platform, WCNC Plus. If you don't already have WCNC Plus, you can add it to your smart TV and watch for free.
Still ahead on the news here at